The other day I went to visit Ketchley Intermediate to see what I could learn about the creative process. I took them through a few activities and I really learned a lot about how we come up with new ideas. I found that the terms that you use are really important and you have to be extremely clear with your instructions. One of the activities that we did was to draw how to make toast as if you were doing it for an alien. The term alien really struck a chord with them and many of them started drawing aliens.
The kids that I thought would be creative were creative like they always are, but I saw some kids that are not normally creative that came out of their box. And I saw a lot of corridor discussion between kids that are not normally trying to think outside the square. And I saw a lot of pride in what they were doing. So the fact that they came up and presented in front of their mates, on such a regular basis, I think that was a good one. And some of the kids that presented are not normally the ones that would present, so that was a really good thing. Somebody mentioned that the confidence was building up, and that was definitely part of what was done today. It wasn't about the best artists, it was about the best ideas.
What I didn't expect is that each activity affected how they approached the next. For example, we were doing some storyboarding where they came up with a plot and some characters. In the next activity, they had to design an object that would give them a superpower. And what I found is that most of them decided to create a character instead.
Creativity is flowing, and for creativity you need to give them time. You need to give them a little bit of movement. So in that regard, a negative could be that you haven't got enough time really in normal planning to get them to do those creative sort of outside the box thinking.
Time really plays an important part in the creative process. You really need to allow enough time for people to get into the mindset and to strip away all their prejudices about the topic and really put themselves in the person who they're designing for, in their shoes. Getting them to do things in a way that they aren't used to really gets their creativity flowing because it forces them to think differently.
The fact that you were a stranger to them, I think, was also positive because they're so used to my voice, and that can also stunt their creativity and their ideas because they know me and they know what I'm going to say.
People like to do things the way they used to, and you really have to work hard to get them to see things in a different light. Perhaps putting someone in a situation where they are limited allows them to better design for people with those limitations. For example, when I broke my shoulder, I had to come up with new ways to get the everyday things of life done.